And the JSE set for an uptick in trade this morning. The local markets closing in the red on Friday amid the sell-off in industrial sector stocks. The rand also ending the week stronger against the US dollar. Simon Brown is JustOneLap founder, joins us now to dissect the latest market moves. Simon, good morning to you. Let's kick off the conversation with your quick overview of how the local index is faring and the currency. How is that going this morning?
Morning, Chloe. So we started green, but we have slipped down into the red. We're off 1/3% pretty much across all of the indices. The resources a little better, down only 1/4%. This is, we see a bit of a risk-off trade, and that's gold moving higher at 1,924 and Brent oil at 90.69. Both of those fairly big moves over the weekend. The rand, however, a little bit stronger across the board. We have 18.93 against the US dollar, 23.04 against sterling, and 19.93 against the euro.
Let's quickly launch into company news. Calgro M3 publishing interim results for the 6 months, which ended on the 31st of August 2023. Talk us through their numbers.
Disclaimer, I hold the stock up front. A good set of numbers. I mean, this is their 6 months. They sold slightly less homes. They do home builds mostly in the mid to low LSM. They did a couple less houses, but their revenue was up. Their profitability is improving. HEPS was up some 38%. That's headline earnings per share. No dividend, but they don't typically pay a mid-year dividend anyways. And a good cash position. I think the company's sitting quite well. And one of the things we need in South Africa is housing.
Well, talking about dividends, the industrial holdings results, including a dividend declaration for the 6 months, which ended 31st August 2023. That's also out. How did they perform?
They had a slightly tougher period. They're in recycling, not in the sense that you or I or the viewers are recycling at home. They're recycling copper, aluminium and other metals. The challenge that they have is input costs. Eskom's a big part of that is hurting. And a global economy which is doing okay, but not fabulously. They did see some of the metals that they are recycling move into their advantage, in other words, higher prices. That was offset by other metals moving a little bit weaker. So a mixed bag overall. Revenue itself down only 3%. That's actually quite good. But operating leverage saw headline earnings down a whole lot more. But an interesting little company. Very small, very illiquid, much like Calgro, one of the small caps on the JSE.
Let's conclude the conversation with this interesting final question to you, Simon. Billionaire Dr. Christo Visser. He's the second largest shareholder in the Shoprite Holdings. He's disposed of 3.8 million shares in the retailer in a transaction valued at around 933 million rand. Question, is this move significant? Or, perhaps better yet, do investors have anything to worry about when a significant shareholder like this decides to do this?
I don't think so. He still owns over 10% of Shoprite. Of course, he's retired. He's no longer active in the business. He's got other business interests which he's working on. And for you and I and the viewers out there, almost R1 billion is an unimaginable amount of money. For Christo Visser, he's probably just shuffling money around, moving to a different investment or something. Certainly doesn't stress me. I'm a Shoprite shareholder. The stock's been doing well compared to its peers, and I'm comfortable holding. And a sale like this, we typically see directors are net sellers because they receive shares for bonuses, compensation and the like. And of course, he's one of the founding partners of Shoprite. So he is a significant shareholder there.
Simon Brown giving us the quick sense of how the stock is shaping up there at the JSE. Thank you very much, Simon Brown. On this Monday, yeah, things are interesting indeed.